I need you to listen closely, because what I'm about to say is not for the faint of heart. It is not for those who are comfortable, who settle for mediocrity, who make excuses and let life pass them by. This is for the ones who are ready to rise, the ones who refuse to be average, the ones who know deep down that they were put on this earth for more. I want you to feel this in your bones, because right now, your attention is the first step. Your focus is the first investment, and your willingness to take action will determine everything from this moment forward. The world does not owe you a single thing. No one is going to hand you respect, influence, or attention. If you want people to hear you, if you want your voice to matter, if you want your life to be remembered, you have to earn it. You have to fight for it. You have to bleed for it. And it starts with this very second, this very mindset, this very choice to refuse to be ignored. I don't care who you are, where you come from, or what you've been through. Your past does not define you unless you let it. Your failures, your setbacks, your mistakes, they are nothing but fuel. They are the sparks that can ignite the fire within you. If you decide that today is the day you take control, the day you rise above, the day you earn what you've been given the power to create. Too many people are waiting for permission to succeed. Too many people are waiting for validation, approval, or applause. But let me tell you something right now. The world listens to those who show up. The world respects those who prove themselves. The world leans in for those who are relentless, for those who act when others hesitate, for those who push through pain, fear, and doubt with unwavering focus. This is not a speech for comfort. This is not a message for the passive. This is a call to action, a wake up, a jolt to your mind, your spirit, and your will. Every second you spend hesitating is a second wasted. Every time you allow distraction or doubt to control your decisions is a moment someone else is seizing while you stand still. But right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can continue to blend into the background, or you can rise and demand attention. You can continue to whisper in the crowd, or you can roar with purpose. You can continue to wait for life to hand you something, or you can take, earn, and conquer everything you were meant to achieve. By the time this video ends, I want you to feel something deep in your chest, a fire, a hunger, a refusal to go back to who you were yesterday. I want you to leave with one thing clear in your mind. Earning the ear of the world, commanding respect, and being listened to is not optional. It is earned through relentless effort, discipline, struggle, and purpose. So lean in, focus, take every word, every lesson, every insight, and let it hit your soul. This is your moment to understand that attention is not given, influence is not granted, and greatness is not inherited. It is claimed, it is fought for, and it is earned starting today. Respect is not something that you receive simply because you are present in a room, because you have a title on a piece of paper, or because people are obligated to pay attention. Respect is a currency that cannot be printed or demanded. It must be mined from the depths of your actions, your integrity, and the consistency with which you live your life. The moment you believe that respect is something that should be handed to you without effort, without proof, you are already setting yourself up for failure. People are inherently aware of authenticity, and they instinctively recognize when someone is speaking from a place of truth versus entitlement. If you want your voice to carry weight, if you want people to lean in and truly listen to what you have to say, you must first show that you deserve it. You must demonstrate that your presence adds value, that your words are backed by action, and that your character is unshakable. There is no shortcut. There is no cheat code, and there is no magic formula. Every person who commands attention, every person who earns the right to have others hang on their words, has built it brick by brick, moment by moment, day by day. You cannot bypass this process. You cannot wish it into existence. Respect is earned when you consistently prove that you are worth it. Think about the people in your life who you truly respect. Look up. See the leaders, the mentors, the individuals who inspire you. Did they arrive at that position because they demanded it? Did they shout louder than everyone else, or try to coerce attention through intimidation or bravado? No, they earned the respect of others because of the sacrifices they made, the lessons they lived through, and the unwavering commitment to their craft. People listened to them because over time they demonstrated competence, integrity, and a willingness to show up even when it was difficult. They made promises to themselves and others, and then they fulfilled them consistently and relentlessly. That is what earns the ear. That is what earns respect. Every moment you fail to act with purpose, every time you ask for attention without giving value, every time you expect others to treat you with respect without showing it yourself, you are telling the world that your words are not yet worthy. Your voice will be ignored because it has not proven its weight. Respect is not an entitlement. It is a reflection of how you show up in life. If you are lazy, inconsistent, or unreliable, people will see that instantly. No amount of shouting, boasting, or self-proclamation will make anyone listen to you. You could have 1 million followers, 1 million viewers, or 1 million people in a room, but if you have not earned their respect, your words will fall on deaf ears. True influence does not come from numbers or popularity. It comes from the credibility that is built silently, privately, in the background. It comes from the countless hours of preparation, the sacrifices no one sees, and the resilience to keep moving when no one is watching. When you build that foundation, when you prove yourself time and again, then the ear is given naturally. People begin to listen because they know that your voice carries weight, that your words are backed by substance, and that your presence is a product of discipline and effort. You earn respect not through intimidation, not through aggression, and not by demanding it. You earn it by showing up with relentless dedication, by refusing to take shortcuts, and by demonstrating mastery over your own life before trying to influence anyone else. When people see that you hold yourself accountable, that you work when others rest, that you face challenges head on instead of running from them, they begin to recognize the value of your voice. And when they recognize the value of your voice, they give you something priceless. They give you their attention. They give you their ear. They give you the willingness to be influenced by you. That is a power that cannot be bought, that cannot be faked, and that cannot be demanded. It can only be earned through sweat, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to excellence. Respect also requires authenticity. People have an innate ability to detect when someone is pretending, when someone is exaggerating, or when someone is hiding behind a mask of false confidence. The moment they sense dishonesty, they withdraw. Your words alone are never enough. Your character must back them up. You must live a life that matches the message you deliver. You must act in a way that proves your credibility. This means that your habits, your decisions, and your actions must align with the principles you preach. When they do, respect follows. When they do not, respect evaporates like smoke in the wind. You cannot claim to be a leader if you do not demonstrate leadership qualities in every choice you make. You cannot demand to be heard if you do not consistently provide value and show integrity. Every day, every action, every interaction is an opportunity to either earn respect or lose it. The road to earning respect is not easy. It is long, grueling, and often lonely. It demands that you show up when no one is watching, that you push past discomfort, and that you continue moving forward even when the world doubts you. It requires humility to recognize that you are not owed anything and courage to face the challenges that will test your character. But every step of this journey is worth it, because the moment people begin to listen, the moment they give you their ear, the moment they lean in to hear your words, it is a validation of the hard work, the discipline, and the integrity you have invested. It is a reward far greater than applause, far greater than recognition. It is the priceless acknowledgement that you have proven yourself worthy of attention. So understand this. If you want people to listen, if you want your voice to carry weight, you must first earn it. You cannot expect others to value your time, your energy, or your perspective unless you have demonstrated the same for them. You must commit to a life of discipline, authenticity, and relentless action. You must show through your choices and your consistency that you are worthy of the respect you seek. Only then will your words matter. Only then will people give you their ear. Only then will you step into the rare and powerful space of true influence, where your voice is not just heard, it is felt, it moves people, it commands attention, and it changes lives. Respect is not given, it is earned. And if you dedicate yourself to earning it every single day, there is no limit to how far your voice can carry. It is easy to speak. Words flow from the mouth effortlessly, promising change, inspiring visions, and declaring intentions. Yet words alone are fragile. They are fragile because they can be empty, they can be hollow, they can be spoken with confidence, but lack substance, like a drum that beats loudly but produces no music. Every day, the world is full of people who talk about dreams, who proclaim ambitions, who declare they will be great. But what separates those who are truly heard from those who are ignored is action. Words are seeds, but action is water. Words are blueprints, but action is construction. You can say you will achieve greatness. You can tell people about your plans, but until you step into the trenches and do the work, until you fight when others rest, your words are just noise. People listen to what you do far more than what you say. Actions are proof. Actions are credibility. Actions are respect. If you want to command attention, if you want people to lean in, your life must match your message. Every step you take, every sacrifice you make, every moment you choose discipline over comfort communicates more powerfully than 1,000 speeches ever could. The harsh truth is that no one owes you belief or attention. If you want people to trust you, if you want them to follow, you must show them that your words are not hollow promises. Imagine someone claiming they are a master of their craft, yet they never practice. Imagine a leader who talks about courage, but shies away from the challenges. Imagine a mentor who preaches discipline, but lives in chaos. What happens? People see through it instantly. They feel the gap between intention and action. They feel the inconsistency, the disconnect. That is why action is louder than words. It validates, it confirms, it proves. Every choice you make, every effort you invest, every battle you fight silently in the background is an announcement louder than any speech. It says, I am committed, I am reliable, I am capable, I am worthy of your attention. Without action, your words are powerless. With action, they become unstoppable. Action is also the ultimate form of communication. Words can be misinterpreted, twisted, or ignored. People can nod politely or smile without truly listening, but action speaks a language that everyone understands. It transcends culture, age, and circumstance. Hard work, discipline, persistence, and results are universally recognized. When someone sees you putting in the work day after day, overcoming obstacles, and creating tangible results, there is no need for them to question your credibility. Your life becomes the message. Your habits, your consistency, your persistence, they scream louder than any motivational speech ever could. This is why actions speak louder than words. People may forget what you said, but they will never forget what you did. Every late night, every early morning, every refusal to quit, every moment you choose effort over ease is a message sent without a single word spoken. Furthermore, action requires courage. Talking about dreams is easy. Planning success in the comfort of your mind or in the safety of your social media posts requires no risk. Action, however, requires stepping into uncertainty, stepping into fear, stepping into discomfort. It requires risking failure, risking embarrassment, risking judgment. And this is precisely what makes it powerful. People are drawn to those who are willing to act when others hesitate, who are willing to grind when others rest, who are willing to take the road less traveled when the easy path tempts them. Every action taken against resistance, every step forward when doubt whispers in your ear is proof not only of your ability, but of your character. Actions cannot lie. They cannot be fake for long. They either exist or they don't. The truth is also that action inspires action. People are not motivated simply by speeches. They are moved by evidence, by living proof. When you act, you create a ripple effect. Others see you grinding and they are reminded of what is possible. They are inspired to rise, to push, to act themselves. Words can ignite thought, but action ignites change. Action demonstrates that what was once considered impossible is now tangible. Action shows that effort produces results. And when people witness this, when they see your results, your discipline, your relentless pursuit, they can't help but listen. They can't help but take you seriously. They can't help but respect your voice. But action is also about alignment. It's not enough to simply be busy. You must be intentional. Random activity, meaningless effort, or shallow gestures do not earn attention. They dilute it. True action is purposeful. It is aligned with your goals, values, and message. It is consistent, strategic, and relentless. People notice the difference between someone moving aimlessly and someone moving with intention. One commands attention. The other commands nothing but distraction. Every hour you invest, every challenge you overcome, every small victory you accumulate adds credibility to your voice. Every moment you act with purpose chips away at doubt, builds trust, and solidifies respect. Your actions are your authority, your reputation, and your power. Without them, your words are empty. With them, your words resonate, amplify, and inspire. Finally, action builds momentum. Talking about change will never transform your life. Planning for success without execution will never produce results. You must act, and you must act consistently. Each action compounds on the next. Each effort fuels the next, and soon the world takes notice. You will reach a point where people begin to expect results from you. They begin to listen because your actions have demonstrated that your words are credible. This is the essence of influence. Proof over promise, demonstration over declaration, discipline over discussion. If you want to earn the ear, you must first put in the work. You must act while others hesitate. You must show while others merely talk. So understand this. Talking about greatness will get you nowhere. Sharing your dreams with eloquence will not make them real. Promises will not produce respect. Only relentless, consistent, intentional action transforms words into influence, turns ideas into reality, and earns the ear of those around you. Show up every day. Work harder than yesterday. Fight when no one is watching. Grind when the world sleeps. When you act in a way that proves your words are no longer just words. They are commands. People lean in, they listen, they follow. Actions do not lie. They never go unnoticed. If you want your voice to matter, if you want people to hear you, if you want your influence to be undeniable, you must let your life speak louder than your mouth. Speak through your actions. Live the message. Show the world that what you say is backed by what you do. Only then will your words have power. Only then will your voice carry, and only then will you truly earn the ear. Consistency is the bridge between promises and reality. It is the measure of character, the silent proof of reliability, and the invisible force that turns potential into credibility. People do not trust those who appear erratic, unpredictable, or unreliable. They do not respect voices that shout loudly today and disappear tomorrow. If you want people to lean in, if you want to earn their ear and their attention, you must show up repeatedly, relentlessly, and without excuses. Every time you deliver, every time you rise to the occasion, every time you push yourself to act, even when it is inconvenient, you are building trust. And trust is the most valuable currency in human relationships. Without it, words are empty, promises are hollow, and influence is fleeting. With it, your voice carries weight, your vision becomes contagious, and your presence commands attention. Consistency is not glamorous. It does not show up in headlines. It does not create instant admiration. But over time, it compounds, solidifies, and creates a foundation so strong that no temporary obstacle or fleeting opinion can shake. Think about the people you respect the most in your life. Consider the mentors, the leaders, the individuals who influence the masses. Do you admire them because they gave one inspiring speech? Do you follow them because they posted a single motivational message? No. You respect them because day after day, they demonstrate commitment. You follow them because you see a pattern of discipline and reliability. They are not defined by a single moment of brilliance, but by the countless hours they dedicate, the countless choices they make, and the countless actions they repeat. Trust is not formed in a single encounter. It is built through repetition. It grows each time you follow through, each time you keep your word, each time you meet expectations consistently and then exceed them. That is the essence of influence. That is the essence of earning the ear of others. Consistency requires sacrifice. It requires doing what must be done even when you do not feel like it, even when no one is watching, even when the temptation to quit or cut corners is screaming in your ear. It demands that you prioritize discipline over desire, that you commit to a higher standard, and that you push past excuses. Every day presents an opportunity to either reinforce trust or erode it. Every action, no matter how small, either contributes to your credibility or diminishes it. The person who wakes up early, trains while others sleep, delivers results while others procrastinate, and relentlessly pursues mastery in their craft, builds a reputation that cannot be ignored. They become reliable, predictable in the best way, and worthy of being listened to. Consistency does not just happen. It is a decision you make every single day, a choice to show up no matter the circumstance, and a commitment to excellence that refuses to bend under pressure. Consistency also builds confidence in others. When people see that you are steady, dependable, and unwavering in your pursuit of excellence, they begin to believe in you. They know that your words are backed by action. They know that your promises are not empty. They know that when you speak from experience, from results, from a life lived with integrity and discipline. Trust and confidence are intertwined. One cannot exist without the other. You cannot ask people to follow you, to listen to you, or to respect your guidance if you have not demonstrated that you are consistent. Without consistency, you are just another voice in the crowd. With consistency, your voice becomes a beacon. It becomes a signal that what you say matters because you have proven it matters through your actions. Consistency also demands resilience. It is easy to be consistent when everything is going well. It is easy to deliver, to perform, and to meet expectations when the path is smooth. But true consistency is forged in the fires of adversity. It is maintained when setbacks occur, when doubt creeps in, when criticism bites, and when every external force seems to push against you. People do not respect those who are only consistent during easy times. They respect those who persist when failure is an option, who show up when everyone else quits, who keep moving forward despite pain, rejection, or uncertainty. This is the type of consistency that earns the ear of others. The type that shows that your commitment is not conditional, that your influence is not situational, and that your credibility cannot be shaken by temporary obstacles. Furthermore, consistency is contagious. When you operate with discipline and persistency, others around you are inspired to follow. People are drawn to reliability, to predictability in the best sense, to the silent power of someone who does not waver from their purpose. Consistency commands respect because it shows mastery over oneself, control over circumstances, and a refusal to be swayed by distraction or doubt. It demonstrates that you are serious about your life, serious about your goals, and serious about the impact you want to have. Others are more willing to listen, to engage, and to invest themselves when they know that you operate with steady commitment. They know that following you, listening to you, and respecting you will not be a gamble. They can trust that your presence and your message are reliable. Consistency is also about credibility over time. One great action or one impressive moment will not earn trust. It might capture attention temporarily, but it does not solidify influence. Influence is earned in the small, repeated moments. It is earned in showing up day after day, in keeping promises, in putting in effort when it is inconvenient, in showing discipline when no one is watching. Over time, these repeated actions build a reputation that is unshakable, a presence that is magnetic, and a voice that cannot be ignored. Every interaction becomes a reinforcement of trust. Every result is proof that your word has value. Every sacrifice demonstrates that your commitment is not fleeting. Trust grows silently and powerfully, compounding until your influence is undeniable. Ultimately, consistency builds trust because it proves that you are reliable, that your actions match your words, and that your character is steady. People do not listen to those who appear unstable, erratic, or unpredictable. They gravitate toward those who demonstrate reliability, those who live in alignment with their values, those who persist in the pursuit of excellence. Consistency is the foundation upon which influence is built. Without it, no speech, no promise, no vision will carry weight. With it, your voice resonates, your message is amplified, and your presence commands attention. Consistency is not just a habit. It is a lifestyle, a mindset, and a declaration to the world that you are serious about your purpose, serious out your message, and serious about earning the ear of those around you. When you commit to consistency, you commit to trust. When you commit to trust, you command attention. When you command attention, your voice becomes powerful beyond measure. Every person faces battles, challenges, and hardships that threaten to break them, that test their spirit, that challenge their very existence. These struggles are inevitable, unavoidable, and universal. No one walks through life without facing moments of doubt, fear, failure, or pain. The question is not whether you will face struggle. It is how you respond when it arrives. It is in the overcoming of struggle that true attention is commanded, true respect is earned, and true influence is established. People are drawn to those who fight, those who endure, those who refuse to yield in the face of adversity. Struggle is the forge in which character is shaped. Resilience is built, and voices are made powerful. Without struggle, there is no depth, no authenticity, no credibility. It is the fire you walk through that gives your words weight, that gives your presence gravity, and that makes people lean in to hear what you have to say. Overcoming your struggles is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate signal of strength, a demonstration to the world that you are capable of more than mere survival. You are capable of conquering, rising, and thriving against the odds when you share your struggles and show how you have fought through them. People feel you. They connect with you. They see themselves in your journey. They recognize the battles they have fought, the obstacles they have faced, and the moments they wanted to quit but kept moving forward. Struggle humanizes you, and overcoming struggle elevates you. It is proof that you are not talking from theory, but from lived experience. It is proof that you know what it takes to face hardship and still keep pushing. People instinctively pay attention to authenticity, and there is no authenticity more powerful than a life lived through adversity and a person who refuses to be defeated by it. The more you conquer, the more magnetic your presence becomes. The more visible your resilience, the more powerful your voice, the more tangible your victories over struggle. The more people are compelled to listen, to learn, and to follow. Struggle also builds empathy, and empathy creates connection. When you have faced hardship, you can speak in a way that resonates deeply. You can communicate lessons, strategies, and insights in a way that touches the heart because you have lived it yourself. People can feel when someone is talking from experience versus speculation. They can sense the authenticity of a person who has endured challenges and emerged stronger. Every trial you face, every obstacle you overcome adds layers to your wisdom, depth to your voice, and power to your message. You do not have to beg for attention. You command it by showing that you have survived, adapt, and grown from the fires that would have consumed a lesser person. Struggle is the amplifier that makes your voice heard above the noise because it demonstrates not only survival, but mastery over adversity. Moreover, struggle shapes your identity in a way that words alone cannot. It teaches lessons that books cannot, wisdom that speeches cannot, and strength that only experience can. Each time you overcome a challenge, you earn a badge of credibility, a mark of authenticity that cannot be disputed. People are drawn to strength, not perfection. They are inspired by the journey, not the destination. When you openly overcome struggles, you become a living testament that obstacles are not dead ends. They are stepping stones. Your resilience becomes a template. Your courage becomes a beacon, and your presence becomes magnetic. People instinctively recognize that if you have faced struggle and continue to rise, you have earned the right to be heard. Struggle transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, the quiet into the commanding, and the unnoticed into the unforgettable. Overcoming struggle also requires mental toughness. It is not just physical action or external achievement that commands attention. It is the mastery of your mind, your emotions, and your focus in the face of adversity. Life will test you with failure, criticism, rejection, and disappointment. The world will throw obstacles in your path, and your strength will be measured by how you respond. Do you succumb to the pressure, retreat into fear, or allow doubt to paralyze you? Or do you rise, adapt, push forward, and transform pain into fuel? People respect those who endure the storm with courage, who refuse to bend under pressure, and who emerge from the struggle not just intact, but stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. Mental resilience in the face of struggle is visible, it is palpable, it is magnetic, and it commands attention like nothing else. Struggle also produces stories. Every obstacle you face, every hardship you overcome becomes a story of triumph. And stories are how humans connect. They are how influence is built. When people hear your story, they are inspired, motivated, and compelled to listen. The trials you face are not just personal battles. They are universal experiences that touch the hearts of others. When you overcome struggle and share the lessons, the sweat and the pain, you do more than tell a story. You create a movement, a connection, and a reason for people to lean in and pay attention. Every struggle you conquer is a bridge to someone else's heart, a signal that they are not alone, and a proof that perseverance works. Your audience doesn't just hear you, they feel you because your struggle has given you authority over the lessons you teach. It is also in struggle that discipline is tested and built. When life becomes difficult, when circumstances are unfair, when motivation wanes, your habits and your resilience are what carry you forward. See who act only when it is easy never develop the strength that demands attention. Those who persevere when conditions are harsh, when no one is watching, when success seems impossible, become examples that others cannot ignore. People watch, they notice, and they respect that. They lean in because they recognize that you are not just talking. You are living proof that struggle is a battlefield, and you are a warrior who has fought and won. The attention you earn from overcoming struggle is not temporary or superficial. It is rooted in evidence, in authenticity, and in a life that proves that obstacles are not deterrents. They are tests that you have mastered. Finally, overcoming struggle gives you a voice that resonates. Words alone are powerless without the weight of lived experience. People listen to those who have bled, who have fallen, who have failed, and who have gotten back up stronger. They pay attention to the lessons learned in hardship because those lessons carry power and credibility that no book, no speech, no theory can match. Struggle transforms your voice from ordinary to extraordinary, from background noise to a force that demands to be heard. The greater the adversity you overcome, the more attention you command, and the more impact your words carry. Overcoming struggle is not just about surviving. It is about demonstrating mastery over life, proving resilience, and earning the right to have your voice heard in a world where many speak but few are truly listened. D2. So understand this. If you want people to listen, if you want to earn the ear of your audience, you must overcome. You must face your struggles head on, learn from them, grow from them, and rise above them. Your battles are your authority. Your perseverance is your proof. Your victories over adversity are your voice. Struggle is the magnet that draws attention, respect, and influence. Those who have never faced hardship may have followers, they may have fans, but they do not have the ear of those who seek authenticity, depth, and power. You command attention not by complaining, not by claiming, not by pretending. You command it by overcoming, by rising, and by showing the world that no challenge is bigger than your will. When you do this, your ear is earned, your voice is heard, and your influence is undeniable. One of the most powerful principles in life, in leadership, and in influence is that nothing comes without giving first. Too often people expect attention, respect, or loyalty without ever demonstrating that they are worthy of it. They speak loudly, they demand recognition, and they hope to be followed, but they fail to understand a simple truth. Influence is not owed. It is earned, and it is earned through value, to command the ear of others, to make people listen, to create real impact. You must deliver something meaningful before you expect anything in return. Value is the currency of respect. Value is the proof of your credibility. Value is what transforms a voice from noise into authority. If you expect people to pay attention, you must first show them that your words, your actions, and your presence enrich them in some way. Without this, you are just another person shouting into the void, hoping to be heard, hoping to matter, hoping to influence. Delivering value begins with understanding that influence is not transactional. It is relational. It is built on what you contribute, what you give, and how you serve. If your only concern is what you can gain, your audience can feel it immediately. People are not dumb. They sense self-interest, ego, and empty promises. But when you focus on delivering something meaningful, when your goal is to provide insight, guidance, encouragement, or tangible results, the dynamics shift. People lean in. People pay attention. People recognize that your presence benefits them. They recognize that your voice is worth listening to. That is why delivering value is not optional. It is essential. Without it, you cannot earn the ear. With it, you become magnetic. You become someone people trust, respect, and turn to for guidance. Delivering value also requires substance. It is not enough to simply speak. What you provide must have weight. It must be actionable, practical, and impactful. People will remember empty words for only a moment, but they will never forget when your words produce real results in their lives. Value is demonstrated in how your message, your actions, or your presence improves the situate, ion of those around you. It could be knowledge that enlightens, insight that motivates, advice that changes direction, or encouragement that fuels action. Whatever form it takes, it must be tangible and undeniable. The moment people realize that engaging with you improves their lives, they naturally begin to give you attention. They naturally begin to listen. They naturally begin to respect your voice. This is how influence grows, not from demand, not from title, not from volume, but from consistent, undeniable value. Delivering value also requires sacrifice. It requires effort, time, energy, and thought. It is easy to talk. It is easy to demand attention. It is easy to expect others to follow. But delivering value requires that you go beyond yourself, that you invest before receiving, that you provide substance before expecting reward. You cannot skim the surface and expect people to lean in. You cannot give lazily and hope to be heard. You must work, you must prepare, you must go deeper than anyone else is willing to go. This is what separates those who command attention from those who merely occupy space. People respond to effort. They respond to authenticity. They respond to investment. When you deliver value consistently, you are making a statement without even speaking. You are saying, I care enough to give before expecting. I am worthy of your attention because I provide what matters. Delivering value also means understanding your audience. It is not enough to give what is convenient or comfortable for you. You must give what matters to them, what serves their needs, what solves their problems, or what inspires their growth. Influence is earned when your contribution meets the real demands of those you wish to reach. If you provide what is relevant, practical, and transformative, people pay attention. If you provide insight, guidance, or inspiration that they cannot get anywhere else, they respect you. Your value is measured by the impact it has. And the greater the impact, the more your ear is earned. This requires listening, observing, and understanding before speaking, acting, or teaching. The more attuned you are to delivering meaningful value, the more magnetic your voice becomes. Another essential aspect of delivering value is authenticity. People detect insincerity instantly. If your motive is purely self-serving, it will undermine your efforts. But if your goal is genuinely to help, to teach, to inspire, or to serve, it resonates. Your words, actions, and presence become credible because they are rooted in integrity. You are not trying to manipulate or coerce. You are providing something that benefits others. Authenticity paired with value is irresistible. It draws attention naturally, earns respect effortlessly, and commands influence without force. When people sense that you are giving first because it is the right thing to do, because you are committed to helping, their ear is given freely. Your voice is heard because it is valuable. Delivering value also compounds over time. One act of genuine contribution may be noticed by a few. Repeated acts, day after day, week after week, month after month, build credibility, trust, and influence. The more value you provide, the more people recognize your presence as meaningful, the more they turn to you for guidance, and the more your words carry weight. Influence is not instantaneous. It is built like a compound interest. Small acts of value accumulating until your voice becomes powerful, magnetic, and unavoidable. You do not earn the ear overnight, but when you consistently deliver value, you guarantee that the ear will be given to you over time. Finally, delivering value before expecting it transforms your mindset. It shifts your focus from entitlement to service, from self-centeredness to contribution, from impatience to persistence. When your goal is to enrich others before seeking personal gain, your growth becomes inevitable. The ear is earned, the trust is built, and the influence becomes natural. People listen because they know that your presence benefits them. They respect you because your actions and words prove your worth. They follow you because you have shown again and again that your life produces impact. This is how greatness is built, how influence is earned, and how respect is commanded. So understand this clearly. If you want people to listen, if you want why, our voice to matter, if you want to earn the ear of those around you, you must give first. You must deliver value. You must contribute substance, insight, and action before expecting attention, respect, or influence. You cannot demand it. You cannot fake it, and you cannot shortcut it. Influence is not a gift. It is a result of effort, investment, and contribution. The more value you deliver, the more naturally your words carry weight. The more you give before you expect, the more your voice is heard. The more you serve first, the more you earn the ear. Your life, your actions, your commitment to adding value is what commands attention. Your influence is the natural outcome of your service. Give first, provide consistently, and watch as the world leans in to hear what you have to say. There is power in words, but there is unmatched authority in words spoken with conviction and purpose. Anyone can talk. Anyone can fill the air with noise. But not everyone commands attention. Not everyone moves hearts. Not everyone inspires action. The difference lies in the energy behind your words, the belief that radiates from within, and the clarity of intention that guides every sentence. When you speak with conviction, you are declaring that what you say matters. You are telling the world that your words are backed by thought, experience, and certainty. People feel it, even before they process the meaning. Conviction is magnetic because it signals confidence, certainty, and authenticity. Our pose is what channels that energy. It gives direction to your words, it gives structure to your message, and it ensures that your voice is not just heard but internalized. Speak without conviction, and you are a whisper lost in the wind. Speak without purpose, and you are a fire that burns aimlessly, dazzling but meaningless. But when conviction and purpose unite, your words become a force that cannot be ignored, a presence that commands attention, and a message that resonates long after you have spoken. To speak with conviction, you must first believe in what you are saying. You cannot fake it. Half-hearted words are transparent. They are empty vessels that reveal doubt and uncertainty. People are instinctively tuned to authenticity. They can detect hesitation, inconsistency, and insecurity instantly. If your message is true, if it reflects your values, your experiences, and your principles, you must own it fully. Speak as though your life depends on it, because in a way it does. Your words are an extension of your life, and the authority of your voice is determined by the certainty of your belief. Every syllable you utter must be infused with the awareness that you are speaking truth, backed by your experience and committed to your message. Conviction is not arrogance. It is certainty rooted in preparation, experience, and self-mastery. It is knowing that your message has value and delivering it without hesitation, without apology, without wavering. Purpose is the compass that guides conviction. Conviction alone can be forceful, but without purpose, it risks being chaotic or misunderstood. Purpose gives clarity. Purpose shapes the energy behind your words, aligning them with your intended impact. When you speak with purpose, you are not merely filling the space with sound. You are targeting hearts, minds, and souls. Your voice becomes a tool of influence, a vector of transformation, and a catalyst for action. People are drawn to purpose because it demonstrates direction, focus, and clarity. They recognize that your words are intentional, that you have thought deeply about what you are saying, and that you are committed to moving people toward a specific outcome. Conviction without purpose is noise. Conviction with purpose is authority. To master the art of speaking with conviction and purpose, preparation is essential. You cannot rely on spontaneity, charisma, or charm alone. You must understand your message fully. You must know the depth of what you are communicating. You must anticipate objections, questions, and doubts, and embed answers within your delivery. Preparation strengthens belief, and belief fuels conviction. The more thoroughly you know your subject, the more confidently you can speak, and the more clearly you can channel your purpose. People are drawn not to uncertainty, but to clarity. They are moved not by hesitation, but by decisiveness. When you prepare and speak with unwavering certainty, your voice carries weight because it signals mastery. It signals authority. It signals that your words are worth hearing. Body language, tone, and energy are extensions of conviction. Speaking with purpose is not just about the words themselves. It is about how they are delivered. Your posture, gestures, vocal intensity, and pacing all reinforce the message. People respond to energy more than content because energy communicates belief. If your voice shakes, if your posture slumps, if your gestures are weak, even the most profound words lose power. Conviction is visible. Purpose is tangible. When you speak with alignment between words, body, and energy, your message becomes undeniable. People feel it in their bones. They cannot ignore it. They lean in, they listen, they remember. Every motion, every tone, every emphatic pause reinforces the authority of your voice and the clarity of your purpose. Conviction also requires courage. It is easy to speak when everyone agrees with you. It is easy to communicate when your audience is comfortable and receptive. But true influence is tested when your words challenge the status quo, when they provoke thought, when they demand action, or when they confront difficult truths. Speaking with conviction in these moments is what sets you apart. It is what earns attention, respect, and influence. People respect those who are willing to risk discomfort, opposition, or criticism because their message is bigger than fear. Purpose gives courage its direction, ensuring that the risk taken is meaningful, calculated, and transformative. Without conviction and purpose, fear silences words. With them, even the most daunting message finds its audience. Consistency in speaking with conviction and purpose is also critical. One powerful speech can inspire for a moment, but repeated, purposeful communication builds long-term influence. Every time you speak with clarity, energy, and alignment, you reinforce your authority. You demonstrate that your voice is reliable, your message is consistent, and your impact is real. People begin to anticipate your words, respect your delivery, and internalize your teachings. Repetition rooted in purpose and delivered with conviction transforms attention into trust, and trust into lasting influence. It is not a single speech, but a life of deliberate communication that commands the ear and changes lives. Finally, speaking with conviction and purpose transforms not only the audience, but the speaker as well. When you commit to clarity, when you align your words with your beliefs, when you deliver intentionally, you strengthen your own identity, discipline, and self-mastery. Your message becomes a reflection of your life, your vision, and your values. You are no longer a passive participant. You are an active force, a leader whose words and actions resonate deeply. Your audience listens not because they must, but because they recognize that your words are backed by truth, experience, and deliberate intent. Speaking with conviction and purpose earns the ear, commands attention, and establishes authority that cannot be ignored. So understand this: if you want people to listen, if you want to earn respect, influence, and authority, you must speak with conviction and purpose. Do not fill the air with hollow words. Do not speak without alignment. Do not whisper your truths timidly. Own your message fully. Know it deeply. Deliver it boldly. Align your energy, body, and tone with your intent. Prepare relentlessly. Challenge fear with courage. Repeat consistently. Speak as though your life depends on it, because your influence does. When you speak with conviction and purpose, you do more than communicate. You transform, you inspire, and you command the ear of every person willing to listen. The world is full of noise, but a voice rooted in conviction and purpose cuts through it all. Unshakable, undeniable, and unforgettable. True influence is not about comfort. It is not about pleasing people, echoing their thoughts, or validating their fears. It is about pushing them, stretching them, shaking them out of complacency, and simultaneously lifting them up so they have the courage, confidence, and clarity to rise. The art of challenging and inspiring simultaneously is the essence of leadership, motivation, and earning the ear of others. People do not lean in for someone who makes life easy. They lean in for someone who dares them to be more, who calls out their potential, who refuses to let them settle for mediocrity while showing them the path to greatness. This is a delicate balance. Challenge without support can crush, and inspiration without pressure can lull. But when these forces are combined, they create a magnetic energy that commands attention, ignites action, and transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. To earn the ear of others, you must learn to provoke thought, push boundaries, and ignite ambition, all while holding up a mirror of possibility, hope, and actionable direction. Challenging people begins with honesty. People are often trapped by their own excuses, fears, and limitations. They tell themselves lies about what they can and cannot do. They justify their inaction, rationalize their comfort, and settle into patterns that guarantee stagnation. If you truly want to command attention, you cannot be afraid to call these lies out. You cannot sugarcoat reality. You must be willing to confront people with truth, to make them face themselves, and to push them beyond the illusions they cling to. Challenge demands courage. It requires you to speak the truths people do not want to hear, to confront denial with clarity, and to shake them out of inertia. People resist this at first because growth is uncomfortable, but it is precisely this resistance that ensures your voice is powerful. Comfortable words are ignored. Challenging words resonate because they demand engagement, reflection, and action. Inspiration is the counterbalance to challenge. Without it, challenge can feel harsh, cry, tickle, or overwhelming. People need to know not only what they are failing to do, but also what they are capable of achieving if they step up. Inspiration provides vision, hope, and a path forward. It ignites desire and fuels courage. It transforms discomfort into opportunity by showing people what is possible, by painting a picture of success, and by demonstrating that obstacles can be overcome. You give them a reason to endure the challenge you present. Challenge without inspiration is a blow. Inspiration without challenge is a dream. Together, they create momentum. They push people out of the shadows of doubt and into the light of possibility. This is how a voice earns attention, by making people uncomfortable enough to act and hopeful enough to believe they can win. Challenging and inspiring simultaneously requires empathy. It is not about yelling, berating, or breaking people down. It's about understanding their fears, their struggles, and their potential. You must communicate in a way that stretches them without shattering them, that stretches belief while nurturing courage, that exposes gaps while showing pathways for growth. Empathy ensures that your challenge is motivating, not defeating. Empathy ensures that your inspiration is credible and relevant. When you combine insight into human nature with relentless commitment to growth, your voice becomes magnetic. People listen because they feel understood, supported, and provoked at the same time. They know that your cha-cha. Language is not cruelty. It is a mirror reflecting their true potential. They know that your inspiration is not empty. It is attainable because you have shown them how to reach it. Timing and delivery are critical. Challenge and inspiration must be delivered in harmony. Too much challenge without immediate inspiration overwhelms, discourages, and silences. Too much inspiration without challenge comforts, numbs, and diminishes urgency. The art is in blending the two, weaving confrontation with hope, urgency with possibility, and pressure with encouragement. The rhythm of your communication matters. Your energy, your tone, and your presence all reinforce the balance. People are drawn in by this duality. The push and the pull, the wake-up call and the roadmap, the demand and the possibility. When executed masterfully, it ignites attention because people cannot ignore it. They cannot dismiss it. It hits them at the level of thought, emotion, and action simultaneously. Challenge and inspiration also require example. People are drawn to those who demonstrate the very principles they advocate. You cannot merely tell someone to rise above, to work harder, or to endure pain. You must model it in your life. When you live your message, your challenges carry weight and your inspiration carries credibility. People notice actions more than words, struggles more than theories, and victories more than promises. By embodying the combination of resilience, excellence, and unwavering commitment, you teach more than you speak. You show that your challenge is attainable and your inspiration is real. This alignment between message and action is magnetic. It earns trust, respect, and attention because your life validates your voice. The impact of challenging and inspiring simultaneously is profound. It forces growth, fosters resilience, and accelerates transformation. When people are challenged, they are pushed beyond their perceived limits. When they are inspired, they see what lies beyond those limits and feel empowered to reach it. Together, these forces create urgency, focus, and determination. People do not just hear your words, they feel them. They do not just acknowledge your message, they internalize it. They do not just admire your ideas, they act on them. This is the ultimate measure of earning the ear, not passive listening, but active engagement, transformation, and results. Challenging and inspiring simultaneously also builds influence that lasts. Words spoken softly may comfort temporarily, but they do not shape lives. Words that demand effort, provoke thought, and illuminate possibility create lasting change. People remember the moments when someone forced them to see their potential and gave them the courage to pursue it. These moments are unforgettable because they carry both discomfort and hope, accountability and guidance, pressure and possibility. They command attention because they are transformative, not passive. When you master the balance of challenge and de-inspiration, you do not just earn the ear, you earn loyalty, respect, and influence that endures far beyond the moment of speech. Finally, this principle transforms the speaker as well. To challenge and inspire others, you must be willing to challenge yourself. You must live with intensity, clarity, and courage. You must hold yourself to higher standards than anyone else would demand. You must confront your own fears, Push past your own limitations and model the resilience and excellence you preach. Only then can your voice carry the weight of truth, the magnetism of authenticity, and the energy that commands attention. When your life embodies the balance of challenge and inspiration, your words resonate with authority, your presence commands respect, and your message moves people to action. So understand this clearly. If you want to earn the ear of your audience, you must challenge and inspire simultaneously. Do not comfort without pushing. Do not push without lifting. Force reflection while igniting hope. Demand effort while showing possibility. Shake people awake and give them the courage to rise. Lead with authenticity, clarity, and purpose. Demonstrate through your actions what you teach with your words. When challenge meets inspiration, ordinary voices become unforgettable, ordinary messages become transformative, and ordinary individuals are compelled to listen, act, and achieve. This is how you command attention, earn influence, and leave a lasting impact that cannot be ignored, forgotten, or dismissed. Now is the moment to take everything you've heard and make it real in your life. You understand that respect is not given. It is earned through relentless effort, through proving yourself every single day. You know that action speaks louder than words, that people follow those who live what they preach, who demonstrate results instead of empty promises. You understand that consistency builds trust, that showing up, delivering, and never wavering is what separates the voices that are ignored from the voices that are remembered. You recognize that overcoming struggle commands attention, that your battles, your scars, and your victories are what give your words weight and authenticity. You've learned that delivering value before expecting it is the currency of influence, that you cannot demand the ear of others without first proving that what you bring matters. You understand that speaking with conviction and purpose ensures that every word you utter carries authority, resonates with clarity, and inspires action. And finally, you know that challenging and inspiring simultaneously is the ultimate key to leaving an imprint, to awakening potential, and to pushing people beyond their limits while showing them the possibilities that lie ahead. This is not theory. This is not something you can half-heartedly try. Earning the ear of others requires total commitment. It demands discipline when no one is watching. It demands courage when everyone else is comfortable. It demands relentless pursuit of excellence, even when the world doubts you, even when failure threatens, and even when the voice inside you screams to quit. You must show up consistently with value, with purpose, and with authenticity. You must push yourself harder than anyone else. Fight through your struggles and rise above the excuses, the fear, and the noise. Your actions, your words, your life must all speak louder than anything you claim. That is how influence is earned. That is how attention is commanded. That is how the ear of the world will be given to you. Imagine the person you want to become, the level of impact you want to make, the lives you want to influence. It is not waiting for permission. It is not being handed to you. You must earn it. Every struggle you face, every effort you make, every lesson you learn, every action you take compounds toward this goal. The ear of your audience, the respect of your peers, the attention of the world, they are not owed to you. They are earned through mastery, through sacrifice, through relentless commitment to excellence, and through unwavering belief in your purpose. You will not be remembered for what you said once. You will be remembered for what you live, for what you accomplished, and for the lives you transform. So now I challenge you, rise. Push past doubt, ignore the distractions, and prove to the world that your voice matters. Show up, deliver value, speak with conviction, challenge and inspire. Do not wait for an invitation. Do not expect applause, and do not seek comfort. Demand the ear of others, not through words alone, but through action, authenticity, and relentless pursuit of your potential. Let every word you speak, every step you take, and every struggle you overcome scream to the world that you are here to be heard, to make a difference, and to leave a legacy that will not be forgotten. The ear of the world is waiting. Go earn it.